Shall we start Dhamma talk? Reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So we are talking about Puttamaṃsūpama Sutta. The meaning of Puttamaṃsūpama is the simile of the sun's flesh. So in that sutta, the Buddha mentioned nutritions, or the factors of nutritions. What are they? Kabbalikara ahara. We may translate easily, it is a food. But the literal meaning is nutrition, making like a mouth food, or being made like mouth food. So like mouth food means in the mouth food there are food or are not nutrition. So according to ultimate reality, some other rupas are there. So because of this, nutrition is just inside the food. So you cannot do mouth food, but to be easy to say, we say Kabbalikara, being made like mouth food. So anyway, to be easy, we may say it is a food. So food is a nutrition. It is quite obvious. So it is called ahara in Bali. So ahara is supporting body. So we have to eat from time to time, so to support this body. So because of this, it is ahara. So the supporting way of ahara is like you may have an older house near to fall down. So at that time you may support with pillars. So at that time the house may not drop down, may not break it down. So can exist. In the same way, if we eat food, so this body may not fall down. We can sustain this body. So not only food, there are some other factors, phassa, contact, vedana, phassa, contact, cetana, or manos and cetana. Another thing is vijnana, consciousness or awareness. So the contact supports feeling. So because of this, it is ahara. In the same way, cetana is where support rebut linking mind. So patisandhi in the life. So because of this, it is also ahara. So next one is vijnana, consciousness. So consciousness will support nama rupa in the dependent origination. So vijnana paccaya nama rupa, because of vijnana nama rupa arise, something like that. So if there is a consciousness, there is the factors cetasika, and there is rupas. Because of this, consciousness will support nama rupa. Because of this, those are called ahara. So it is Buddha's omniscient knowledge which factor can work in which way, in which function, so the Buddha may teach as a groups. For example, asava, what are asavas? Like avijja, lobha, deity. So those are asavas. So for example, viriya can work as a samapprana, as a adhibara, as a enlightenment factor, etc. So only the Buddha can know which factors can work in which way in this body. So these are four kinds of ahara. So in this sutta, the Buddha is teaching. So how we should regard about these factors. So first of all, food. So we had comparing with the sun's flesh. So in the desert, the couple, husband and wife, have to kill or have to eat sun's flesh to cross Gandhara, difficult journey. So as a practitioner, we need to eat food to practice. So food is not to enjoy, just to cross Gandhara, difficult journey, long journey, to be free from suffering, to get liberation. So because of this, giving this assembly. So another thing is, another way to reflect is for the bhikkhus, if we accept food, we have to reflect, or when we eat, we have to reflect food. So those are have ways. So we may start to go that. Okay, if so, this is another way in the screen. So it is mentioned in the Visuddhimagga, the way of reflecting. There are 9 ways, like before, 9, the same 9, but different factors, different ways. Okay, so in the Visuddhimagga, there are one meditation method. It is ahara patikula sanya, the perception of disgusting about the food. For that, we need to reflect food as a disgusting thing. It is a meditation object, so can produce excess concentration, cannot get jhana. So how to reflect food as a disgusting? So there are 9 ways mentioned in Visuddhimagga book. So first of all, Gamana. Gamana is going. So especially this teaching is for the bhikkhus. For the bhikkhus, to get food, we have to go to especially village. So usually in the early morning, the bhikkhu have to get up, may do some service for the Bodhi tree in the ground of Chediya. We may sweep, something like that. So it is bhikkhu's job, something. So if a bhikkhu practice Bodhanusati, so can go to pagoda or Bodhi tree with the Bodhanusati meditation. If bhikkhu take the other meditation as an object, so at the gate of pagoda, you need to keep that meditation, change to Bodhanusati. So you may do sweeping, cleaning, being homemade, So after that, you may take a shower. So after that, meditate, to wait for the Vainabhata, for alms food to go. So after sitting for a while in meditation, so trying to get up from the bed, so come out from the kuti. So in the kuti, the ground is surely clean, so comfortable. But if you go outside of the kuti, so you have to step monastery ground. So sometimes it can be dirty. So dirty means old leaves. Sometimes rain. So maybe some neras, slivers, or something like that. It is possible if they are sick, especially. So after that, back to village, it is quite nice. View is nice other village with the Bodhi tree, with the jetiya, something like that in the forest. So, but now because of food, you have to face towards the village. So village view is not so good. So, but you have to go. So along the way, the roads are sometimes not even everything possible. Sometimes like small stones. So you have to step. So your legs may pain. Sometimes rain. So so may happen. People enough, they may throw anything on the ground. But you have to step. So near the village, sometimes some villages are very dirty. So have a water drain. So they throw any rubbish in the water. So when the sunshine comes, so the water becomes foam. So smells are coming out. So those may go into the bhikkhu's nose, like that. So view is no good. Smell is also no good. But you have to go, no choice. It is because of food. So if we reflect those things, we may discuss about the food. So food on the table seems to be nice, but so if we reflect the way of going, so it is disgusting. So you can reflect in this way. Foods are disgusting. Foods are disgusting. Okay, next one is pariyesanato, as a seeking. So in Visuddhimagga have details. So seeking is like that. You have to wear full robes. Full robes have to hold a black bowl, so to cover this body, because this body is not nice according to Buddhist view. So have to cover. So in the hand they have a black bowl. So it is also normally not nice. According to Buddha's teaching, it is like a medicine cup. So we have to eat food in this cup. So because of this cup, we seem to be healthy, a bit stronger. So because of this, it is like a medicine cup. So in front of others, you stand up to get. So they may be happy, may offer to you. So it is quite okay. But some people no faith. Sometimes you come to the house, they turn their face like not seeing you. So you don't have choice to say something, have to go to another house. So some people just running into the house. Some people may offer leftover food or food like last night. So you have to accept, no choice. Some people, even especially in the Buddha time, some Brahmins always is called bhikkhu. So sometimes it is called bhikkhu. So bhikkhus are like a very poor man. So asking food in front of others' house. So in the teaching, that is like a beggar, something like that. But very good clan go into the Sangha to practice this way. But their livelihood or finding food is very disgusting. So if people, if quarreling, they may say, may you be like a beggar or like that. They may say. So such a kind of life. Why they join is just because of liberation, because of attainment. They hope they have to join the order. But the way of finding food is it is disgusting. So you consider those things and you reflect. Foods are disgusting. Foods are disgusting. If so, you may be able to reduce attachment to the food. So for the lay people, also maybe you have to wake up early, have to prepare for the jobs. So although you want to stay with the family or whether you are a friend, you don't have choice. You have to go. So in a job, in a working place, boss may scold you. You may need to be patient. So it is because of food. So according to your own knowledge, you can try to find what are difficulties about the earning food. So you should reflect. So next one is Bribogado. Bribogado is using, okay, by using. So after gaining food from the village, you come up from the village, or you may stay in one place where it's easy for the water, for the sitting place. So you keep your bowl in front of you. So before putting your hand, the foods are quite nice. You can invite some other bandits or some practitioners with the food. It is still good. But once you put your hand, you may have sweat in the hand. So sometimes sweats are coming out. So those sweats may go into the food. So from that time, you may not be able to invite your practitioners. Foods are something not so good, not so nice. So you should reflect that. After that, you take a food, so put it into the mouth. So the teeth, upper teeth, lower teeth may choose. So the tongue may stir the food. So those salivas in the tip of tongue, it is thin. So in the back of tongue, maybe there is a thick salivas. So those are smear the food. So at that time, it is very disgusting because we cannot see. We may be able to swallow that if we have chance to see. So it is like a vomiting things. So you may not be able to swallow. You may not want to swallow. So you should reflect those things. After that, so you can say, you can reflect, foods are disgusting, foods are disgusting. So it is the way of using. Next one. Next one is asayato. Asayato. Secretion. How to say? Asayato. Secretion. So asayato, we usually understand something dependent on. So it is asaya. Asaya is the name of blood, bile, phlegm. It is asaya. So after chewing in the mouth, so we have to swallow this food. So what about food? Even in the food of a can, even in the food of a Buddha or Pichika Buddha, everything, mix it with the salivas, with the phlegms, mix it with the phlegms or biles and bloods in the body. So it is actually very disgusting. You should imagine those things. Mix it with the saliva, phlegm, pulse, or bloods. So by thinking that, you can reflect, foods are disgusting, foods are disgusting. Okay, next one. Next one is nidanato, receptacle. Receptacle. So something like to store. So it means mainly stomach. So how is our stomach? So here saying is like that that place to store food or container. It is not a cup. It is not made of ruby, made of silver, or not golden cup. If you are 20 years, never washed. 20 years never washed. If you are 30, 40, 50, like that, never washed. So foods are staying in those places. So although you may be valued so much, but the place to store the food is not nice. So full of foulness. Yeah. So sometimes the air coming out from the stomach. So at that time, very smelly. You should reflect those things. You should think those things, and you can reflect. Foods are disgusting. Foods are disgusting. Okay, next one. Abripagado. What is uncooked, undigested? Undigested is foods are staying in the stomach, so not yet digested. So, but there is digestive fire in the body. So, beside the stomach or within the stomach, it is a bit hot. It may burn food. Something like that. In the edge of a village, there is a water drain, especially beggars' village. So they may throw anything on the water drain in the water. So like a mat, like a clothing, like bones of animals, even human body, they may throw there because it is a beggars' village. So the water is already found with many impurities. So at that time, sunshine get into it, so hit the water. So the water become more foul. Many bubbles, many smells, foul smells coming out. In the same way, because of heat is burning in the food. Foods are some bubbles coming out in the stomach. So full of impurities. Some foods, if not digested well, so yesterday food also there, so become more foul. So you should reflect those things. Foods are disgusting. Foods are disgusting. If so, you may be able to remove attachment to the food. So those are reflecting ways. All are our perception. So people may teach, people in the world may teach how nice it is food, especially advertisement of food. So because of this, most of people's perception is foods are nice, foods are good. But it is not everyone's perception, especially not noble people's perception. For example, like Brahmas, they don't want to eat the food. They don't want to join with the food. So like that, so we should reflect, because if we attach to something, we cannot get a liberation. We cannot get free from this kind of life. So we need to find a way to remove attachment. So next one is paribhakado. Paribhakado is a cooked one, cooked or digested food. So after digesting in the stomach, foods are going down. Some will go to urine, some will go to feces. So sometimes if you cook something like some kind of materials, if you cook with a fire, something, it can be gold, become silver. But if you cook food, so no silver, no gold coming out. What coming out? So like urines, like feces, those things are coming from food. It is digested food. So you should think of those things and can reflect. Foods are really disgusting. Foods are disgusting indeed. Next one, palado. So you should reflect as a fruit, as a result. So the food you eat, what will produce is, so this body is produced by food. What are this body? So you may know 32 parts: hair, body, hair, nail, teeth, skin, flesh, bone marrow, kidney, like that, liver, or those things. Altogether 32 parts mentioned in the books. So you should check in each one which is good. Trying to check as a color, trying to check as a size, form, trying to check as a smell. So everything's disgusting. It is made of what? Made of food. So the result of food. But one person I taught to reflect skeleton as a disgusting things. So he said, this is my body structure. I don't have a perception of disgusting. He said like that. Not disgusting. So I have to ask, you may have your relatives who are passed away. So they may have money and property and body. So you may keep his money or properties, but the body you may throw to the cemetery. Do you keep those skeletons or bones in your house? Is there many skeletons of the relatives? So I ask this question. So yeah, it is a disgusting things. So human body is more disgusting. So if it is a chicken or pig, you may keep, at least you may eat. So if you think about the result of food, those are 32 parts: hair, body hair, even hair. We have to wash, we have to clean occasionally. If it's not washed, not clean, it smells not good, become foul. Even the clothes we wear. So before wearing, it is nice, clean. But once you wear, after 1 or 2 days, it is smelling. So because of body is foul, and so because of this, all clothing are foul. So if your digestion is not good, the food may cause some kind of itchiness, some kind of skin disease, some kind of blood bleeding. So may have those things. All those are result of food. So by seeing that, you can reflect. Foods are disgusting. Foods are disgusting. So next one, Nesandamto. Nesandamto, outflow. Outflowing, by outflowing. So, we eat food from the mouth. So at that time, I'm very happy, maybe with a friend, or even you may take a photo about the food. So after eating, maybe tomorrow, so what is coming out? What is outflow? So according to Buddha's teaching, there are 9 Mahavana. Mahavana is a great wound or big wound. There are 9 big wounds in the body. You may be able to count. As an example, 2 eyes, 2 nose, 2 ears, 1 mouth. So like that, altogether 9. You check, like tomorrow morning, you see your eye, what is coming out? What is the outflow? So you have to go to basin, have to wash quickly. So in the same way, from the ear hole, from the nose hole, from the mouth. So something coming out, everything's dirty. So you have to brush every day. You have to clean your ear occasionally. So in the same way, so from the feces hole, feces are coming out. From the urine hole, urines are coming out. So when you are eating, you may eat happily with a smiling face with the friends. So, but the next day, you go into the small room quickly alone, maybe with the shrinking face. Even you may close your nose. So in this way, have to take out. So because of this, if you reflect outflow of food, it is disgusting. So there are some stanzas mentioned in the Visuddhimagga. Anampana karaniya bhojanencha maharaha eka dware na bhavisedawa nawa dware hi sandati. Meal, drink, some kind of food to chew, some kind of food to bite, which is worthy of the great. Worthy of the great means usually foods are for the king, for the Buddha or Vichika Buddha, something means the good food. This is Maharaha, worthy of the great ones. Going in with one door, only mouth. Noa dwara hisandati flow out through the 9 holes, coming out from the 9 holes. Next stanza. Anambanam karaniyam bhojanencha maharaha bhojati sabarivaro nekamendo niliyati. Meal, drink, some kind of food to bite, some kind of food to chew. Biting food means like roots, fruits. Chewing food is like a rice, which is worthy of the great. Eat together with the friends, but hide when it is coming out. So means into the toilet. So next one is Anambana Karaniyam Bhojanam Chamaharaha Bongyadi Avinandando Nekamendo Jigochati. Meal, drink, chewing food, and biting food, which is worthy of the great. With the delight you eat, but disgust when it is coming out. Anambanam karaniya bhojanam chapmaharaha ekarati vaso sabbam bhavati buddhika. A meal, drink, biting food, the food, maybe bitten food, the food to be chewed, to be chewed. So, which is the great, which is the worthy of the great one. After one night, all become form. So, those are stanzas to reflect about the food. Okay, by thinking those outflow, you can reflect foods are really disgusting. Foods are really disgusting. The next one, samakhanado. Samakhanado is smearing. Smearing, essay smearing. So, yeah, when we eat, it is seem to be good, but after something like enough, your hand, usually bhikkhus are eating with the hand, so smeared by food. So you want to wash. In the same way, your lips, teeth, go to the basin, you have to wash. So sometimes some foods are very smelly. At that time, you may wash again and again. You may have a soap and wash again, trying to get a smell, or still having it smelling. So bad smelling, wash again. So if we see smearing, it is disgusting. Our perception becomes changed. So something we think like foods are good, it is not really correct. Not really correct all the time. So like that, even like cooking pots. So if foods are flowing out, we have to wash. In the same way, so when we go to toilet, so we have to wash. So have to clean, not just with water. You may need this. So soap, you have to wash. So smearing situation, condition, you should see and you should reflect. Foods are really disgusting. Foods are really disgusting. So those are ways to reflect. So if you reflect in this way, so you may not touch the food. You may be able to patient with the food, about the food. Some people very sensitive. If something food is not good, they get angry. So if so, they may not be able to practice. If you don't attach to the food, also you may not attach some other things like a seeing object, listening object, like that. Because food is a very important things, especially if you go to retreat, you may cut off seeing, listening, but you cannot cut off food. Only the reflecting way will help you not to attach. So So if we reflect in this way, we may be able to cross, or we may be able to overcome difficult journey. It is especially samsara. Samsara is more difficult. Many difficulties, many sufferings are there. So because of this, we need to learn those reflecting ways, which the Buddha teach. So altogether, 9 ways. Okay, next one, reflecting Padisankayoniso. Okay, these are, we call the Pechavakana, to reflect food. So Bhikkhu have a rules. When you accept food, you need to reflect. At least when you eat food, you need to reflect. If cannot, maybe before dawn time, you need to reflect at least one time, must do. So normally, whenever you try to eat, you should reflect. So Padisankayoniso Vaina Badam Padisewami. With the proper discernment, I make use of answer food. So proper discernment is a yoniso. We say yoniso manasikara, proper attention. So proper attention is right way. In a right way, we should reflect. If you reflect daily, so your mind may change, may not adapt to food so much. It is very good for the health, for the practice. So no for support, no for playing, no for showing off, no for ornaments. Some definitions, maybe translating a bit may be different. Okay, so Nevataya, no for sport, Namataya. Sometimes we say no for negligence. So some like a boxer, they eat food, so they how to say, they want to fight something. Not mandanaya, not vibhusanaya, something like bodybuilding or good complexion, not to eat. With this aim, you should not eat. It will support attachment. So no practitioner's way, eating away. Practitioner cannot eat in this way. So, but only to maintain this body, yawa deva. Imasakaya satitiya. Okay, yapanaya, to carry on. Yeah, to carry on this body, we need to eat. So for that, we can eat. This is a proper thinking. We have superiority to inhibit annoyance. We like to remove the discomfort, to exist in the spiritual life, to practice. So I will get rid of any old feeling. Old feeling means that before eating, you have this feeling. What is that? Like a hunger. So if you don't eat, it is not right. Hunger will disturb your practice. So hunger, worry. Because of this, without eating, it is not correct. You must eat. How to do? You must reflect. So it is can be less definements. So not eating is not correct. You must eat something. You must reflect. Not only food, in the same way wearing clothes. If you don't wear, more defilements are coming out. It is shameful. And people will blame you. So you cannot have a stable mind. So because of this, you need to wear, you need to use those things. Also, you need to reflect. So next one is not produce any new feeling. A new feeling means after eating. If you eat a lot, become overeating. So at that time, you may not be comfortable. It is a new feeling, not to produce a new feeling. So overeating feeling. Next one is I will carry on being blameless. Being blameless means you're trying to get your food in a proper way. So it is blameless. So sometimes we attach to food, so we may find improper way. So if so, it is blameworthy. So if you don't attach, you may not find food in improper way. So being blameless, living comfortably. So yeah, for the living comfortably. So about that, here mentioned about the, I think, 5 Brahmins. 5 Brahmins. So one kind of Brahmin is called Aharahataka. Aharahataka. So yeah, a kind of receiver. Receiver is sometimes more possible. You eat your food is you manage whatever you like. But receivers are not like that. Maybe sometimes very long time you don't have food, good food. You may be hungry. You may long for food. One day you have a chance that you have a good food. At that time you may eat a lot. So it is a possibility. So maybe people are according to own standard, own class. You can eat a good food at the same time usually. Bhikkhus are not like that. Some people, very rich people, faithful people approach you, so you will have a very good food. But sometimes you have to encounter very poor people, poor in wealth, poor in faith. So because of this, your food is not, how to say, not always the same. So sometimes they're very bad, sometimes they can be very good. So if you don't have a reflection, it is very possible to have overeating. After eating, not compatible. So here mentioned one kind of Brahmins are Arahataka. So after eating, he cannot get up himself. So I have to call someone, please bring my hand. So because of this, his name Arahataka. So next one is Alansadaka. Alansadaka is eat a lot, so stomachs are full. So you are wearing become not stable. So because of this, you cannot wear the clothing. So maybe like Burmese wearing it will be worse. So cannot wear just holding clothes. So have to clothes cannot wear, cannot tie, something like that. It is called Alansadaka. Next one is Datta Vodaka. Datta Vodaka is after eating, cannot come out, cannot get out. So in that place, lying down and roll. So next one is Kakamasaka. Kakamasaka is eating a lot, even from in the mouth, cannot swallow anymore. So the crow, right? The crow, a kind of bird. So the crows are coming, getting food from the mouth. You may not be able to chase the crow because of eating a lot. So in the story in the Visandara Jataka, Jujika Brahmin eating in this way, after that passed away. So what's that? So next one is Bodha Vomitaka. Bodha Vomitaka is because of eating a lot, after eating you have to vomit, cannot digest. So not to be like that. Because those are daily reflecting. If you reflect daily, your mind, you may not know, it is slowly changing. Something, it is better than like you're trying to change suddenly. If you're trying to change suddenly, so you feel sad, something not easy. So if you reflect, it is slowly changing. So even you may not notice, not much interested in food. So you will be like that because if you see or TV or those movies, they do advertisements how they eat food, how foods are nice. Those ideas are coming into your mind. So some people they have so much attachment to the food. So they are thinking is always wait, something like that. Because of this, you need a daily reflection to reduce attachment. It is changing smoothly about the food. So one lady I found before. So because I don't have sometimes a good digestion, so I'm suffering with that. So I'm a bit sad with my disease. But she said, "Oh, one is very good. I'm always hungry." Why you don't eat if you're hungry? So if I eat, I will be very fat. So I never thought of such things. So like that, if you don't want to be in this way, so you should reflect daily. You may still eating, but the other side, you should reflect. So your mind slowly will change. Okay, those are the teachings of the Buddha about the food. Today we may stop. Huh? Okay, time to stop. Yeah. If there is a question, you can ask.
Hello, Bante. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Sally Ditima.
Okay, Sally Ditima. Okay.
I like to ask you all this Asubha. This is all related with Asubha, right?
Yes, but this is just about the food. Yeah, related with the body. So you can say related to.
We are so attached with the food. We are so.
Okay.
But
so
how?
You need to reflect more.
Bante, how are we going to be balanced? Like, okay, we should not attach with the food, but at the same time, we need to be healthy, right?
Yeah. So actually, we don't say to reduce food and not to eat. So you eat. If you don't have attachment, you may know clearly about your amount.
Yes.
You may choose rightly. You may choose food rightly. You may choose a proper amount.
Yes.
Normally, if we have attachment, so although something is unhealthy, we happen to eat. Also, eating too much, so cannot get up after lunch. Okay.
Okay, it's very, very nice because it's very useful, Bande. Very useful for this Dhamma talk. Every day we eat food. Every day we have attachment, many loba. So I have many.
Because energy, many foods advertisement.
Yes. Okay.
Restaurant.
Very grateful.
Food.
Very nice.
Okay. Different from Buddha's teaching.
Yes.
I have a question, Bande.
Okay.
Shivupakuta is our Theravada Arahant or Mahayana Arahant?
Shivupakuta is no in the Buddha time. Buddha time may have this name, but it is not, story is not, may not be the same. It is maybe like the third Sangayana time, right? So I think about that. So that is story. Yeah. No, not the Buddha time.
Oh, so but some our people how to say that?
Yeah. So they believe. So something that their idea maybe still alive or it cannot be. So from the Buddha time until now, so there is some how to say, mark. The years for the human can be 100, 100 over, like 120, 60, even in the Buddha time. So, but saying is that cannot reach to 200 years. If the story or believing say more than 200, it is not like possible. That's a teaching. That is a wrong believing.
So wrong believing. If someone believe in the Shinhupa they pray the Shinhupa. So we have the 3 sadhana, is it? So
yes, story need to be correct. If imagine like a Sila Samadhi Panya, so they are thinking is the Sila Samadhi Panya, it is okay. But even not sure, so to make sure to pay respect to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, or as a Dhamma, you may pay respect to Sila Samadhi Panya. It is better. So because this Shinhupa story, some are right, some are wrong, so a bit mixing. Been mixing. So breaking these the really features is what is the Buddha, what is the Dhamma, what is the Sangha, need to know. So if outside of this, it is a breaking. So if within this, no breaking. Although you don't measure anything, any statue, but you are statue or those things are not important. But understanding what is the Buddha, what is the Dhamma, what is the Sangha in mind, it is important.
So okay. Thank you,
generally, it is not so sure. So you better if not sure, better not to pay attention. If you want to pay attention, so think deeply Buddha Dhamma Sangha's quality. If so, will not break the real features.
Because I need to explain my devotees. Some devotees
in the Buddha's teaching.
Same as the Arahant.
Yeah, it is very late because of very late. No have a clearly teaching. No Buddha time.
No Buddha time.
Okay. But if I want to pay respect, can. But your mind need to be very clear. Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Like a Panisari Buddha or those things I really have. So although you don't think something quite okay. So in the same way, like a statue different picture. Buddha statue, some Indonesia statue, Myanmar statue, something like that. So those things you pay respect. Normally need to use your knowledge. What is the Buddha? Based on this thinking, understanding, it will be break the real features, will take the real features. So understanding is important.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Bande.
Okay, sorry.
Bante, there is a question from the screen. Siali Jana Sampada. She wants to ask, please help her to ask Sayadaw that if we are sick and can't get suitable food, how should we contemplate?
Suitable food is okay. No, this is for sustaining body. In the reflection also have just it is to practice. So the Buddha not encourage not to eat. The Buddha even encourage to eat. So you may learn Sabasava Sutta. So to use, you can remove your defilements by using, for example, wearing clothes, dwelling in place, food, and medicine. Must use, must reflect. So choosing suitable food is no problem. You can choose, but only your aim. This is to sustain body and to practice. Repeat after me.
Yes. Thank you, Bante.
Idame Punyam
Idame Punyam
Nivanasa
Nivalasa Ajaya Hotu Mama Banya Bagam Sabah
Sabe Mesamam Punya Bagam Labandu Sa